I'd like to apologize to everyone for being a little bit late on today's video, and I'll try to be on time tomorrow. Now, if you follow my live stream channel, I mentioned that I've never seen so much censorship on the internet. It is unbelievable. And all it took was a fascist that said he is doing this in order to get people to become more authoritarian, to restrict human rights even more, so that the people will rise up in order to defend their rights. In other words, it took one fascist to turn the internet into fascism. People are burning books left and right. We have Discord removing servers. We have YouTube changing the algorithm in order to suppress certain videos over others. And we have Steam, of all places, that is banning people for saying subscribe to PewDiePie. Apparently Twitter is doing the same. I haven't seen it, but people are reporting it. And there's calls for even more censorship. Even more. There are articles in the mainstream media asking for more censorship, and there are lists going around. Actual lists, hit lists, being spread by the blue checkmark mafia, as some people like to call them, in order to target specific individuals. At first there were calls for outright violence. The hashtag Pancho Nazi was making a return, but for some reason Twitter and other people were talking against that, saying violence is not the answer, and now people are calling to throw eggs at the people on the hit list, to throw aborted chicken fetuses. Is this the future though? Like, is this how politics are going to be discussed? Like, everyone is going to walk on the street with eggs, and when someone throws an egg at you, you're like, oh motherfucker, and you throw the egg back? Huh? You're going to have like an egg fight? It's all fun and games until someone with allergy gets hit with an egg, eh? Do you think this will escalate? Do you see what I did there? Like, at one point someone is going to throw with live chicks. Maybe at one point someone will actually throw with chickens. Who knows? We might reach the tar and feathering at one point. Seems like dialogue is not being put into the front line anymore. It's no talking, just egg fighting. Interesting. Now, let's talk about the hit list itself. Now, the hit list was initially featured on the Daily Dot, and PewDiePie, noticing that the Daily Dot is encouraging harassment towards the people he follows, decided to stop following certain members. But luckily we got Kit O'Connell, blue verified checkmark on Twitter, encouraging harassment towards these people. One of these people seems to be Boogie. And Boogie is like, do you think I am a Nazi? I am literally paid to open an LGBTQ safe zone in Arkansas, right? So let that sink in. Boogie is a Nazi. Boogie. Out of all the people you could have chosen off the Boogie. Of course, the conversation ended there. Like, remember, there is no debate to be had. We don't actually engage in dialogue anymore. We engage in blocking. Of course, Kit O'Connell didn't correct, or at least, Photoshop the list and write a big X on Boogie. No, that's too much to ask. At this point, the word Nazi seems to mean everything that's right of Stalin. I think Muslims are accepted, like, even though Muslims are right-wing. No, seriously, they are right. Just think about it, okay? Conservative views, strong hierarchy, religious. No, probably not. So anyone that's right of Stalin and isn't a Muslim is a Nazi. Pretty much, yeah. And I mean everyone, including Jack Dorsey, the owner of Twitter. He is a Nazi because he's following the account. So if you follow the account of someone that Kit thinks is a Nazi, then you're a Nazi as well. I wonder if I follow a feminist, does that make me a feminist? I mean, I follow Imam Tawhidi. Does that make me a Muslim? I don't know. I generally don't know how this works, but I don't know if I can even figure out. This is way behind my IQ level. And yes, let's not forget that Tim Pool is a Nazi, and Tucker Carlson, also a Nazi. What is funny is that some advertisers who pulled away from Tucker Carlson because of pressure from activists are still getting targeted. Which, as Tim Pool says, I think it's time we just stop all dialogue. Just have egg fights. Egg fights are cool. You know, it's like snowballs. You just throw eggs at people. No point in trying to have an association with anyone because they might be a Nazi. And even if they're not now, who knows? In the future, maybe they will be called as one or labeled as one. And then you're in cahoots. You're in cahoots. The only person, however, that you can still associate with, and it's safe to do so, is Anna Soubry, a Tory MP from the United Kingdom. Because if you call her a Nazi, you will go to prison. And this gentleman here in the picture can attest to that. He has been arrested for calling Anna Soubry a Nazi. And during the court, he was like, no, I didn't. No. Well, you know, if you're in Britain, I suppose if the power of the state tells you that Anna Soubry is not a Nazi, who are you to disagree? Also, Fox News will not include Janine Pirro's show on schedule after anti-Muslim comments. Oof. How dare she? What exactly did she say? Well, she wrong-thinked, saying that Omar's wearing of a hijab was indicative of her adherence to Sharia law, which is in itself antithetical to the US Constitution. Now, if I was working at Fox News, already I would understand that the founding fathers were incredibly pro-Sharia, that the United States was founded on theological values, especially that of the Islamic belief. And I would make sure that I never ever question this narrative if I want to have a job at Fox News ever again. Now, if you want to know just how bad things are and you don't trust me, let's read what the owner of Encyclopedia Dramatica has to say. Internet in 2019 is nowhere near as simple as it was in 2014, nor as simple as it was in 2010. And I've said 1,000 times, if only you knew how bad things really were. The amount of money and effort needed to keep it online is just incredible. That being said, I'm not 100% sure it's possible to keep a site like this alive. Since Encyclopedia Dramatica was founded, there was always someone somewhere that wanted Encyclopedia Dramatica down. But the thing is, the entire global internet climate is so fucked up with this virtue signaling and social justice and all other liberal buzzwords, and I have a creeping feeling one of these days, one of these complaints is gonna launch us into spotlight. And after that, it will be lights out. He did mention that if the website ever goes down, people will be able to download it. But think about this. A website that's built around satire and humor. A website that's built around mocking and joking. That's a dangerous thing right now. We don't know if we can have that on the internet anymore. So get ready for Internet 3.0, kids. This is how I think things are going to pan out. In 2, maybe 3 weeks, no one is going to talk about this. There's going to be articles that will mention it every now and then, but most things will die off. What will happen though, that a lot of the corporations and a lot of the activists that have pushed for censorship are going to notice how people have responded to it. And they're going to notice how successful they have been when they united in campaigning to basically shut down any sort of dissenting voice. And the next time you're going to see these tactics implemented again is going to be in the America 2020 elections. And then you're going to see censorship like never before. So I'm making this video now. What date is today? It is 20th of March on the year of the Lord 2019. And we're going to see if I'm going to be right or not. You can hold this message for posterity's sake. And this level of censorship is not going to silence the internet. And I'm basing this on the fact that there have been billions of dollars for decades invested into trying to crack down internet piracy, to get people to stop downloading torrents on the internet. And it hasn't worked. Literally every single corporation tried to get this to stop. It hasn't. So you're never going to be able to stop people from speaking freely. What you are going to get is to make sure that people just descend into echo chambers, radicalize them even further, stop talking to each other, and the only conversation that you're going to get is going to be at the end of an aborted chicken fetus.